From reality TV rancher to federal inmate. Heartbreak. Steve McBee's entire world just came crashing down with the final, devastating clang of a prison sentence. But his reaction wasn't what anyone expected. Instead of pleading for himself, his final, shocking words in the courtroom were all about his sons and the future of the McBee cattle empire. We break down the emotional courtroom drama, the hidden details of his crime, and the one question he asked the judge that will determine if his family can survive his time behind bars. This is the tragic, true story behind the reality TV collapse. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. The transition from reality television stardom to the harsh realities of the legal system is often a jarring spectacle for the celebrity, talent show entertainment audience, a moment where the scripted drama of TV gives way to genuinely consequence-laden life events. Few figures have embodied the rugged, unpolished charm of rural life quite like Steve McBee, the patriarch of the family featured on the USA Network's McBee Farm and Cattle and its spin-off, Blue Collar Millionaires. His public persona is built on hard work, family loyalty, and a distinctly American entrepreneurial spirit. This foundation of rough-hewn authenticity is what made the news of his prison sentencing so shocking, and his subsequent shocking response to the judgment has provided a deeply compelling, emotional pivot point in his public narrative, a moment perfectly suited for the intense scrutiny of a celebrity news cycle focused on redemption and downfall. For an audience accustomed to the controlled environment of talent shows and scripted dramas, the McBee saga offers a messy, real-world complexity. The details surrounding Steve McBee's legal troubles, often involving financial irregularities, complex business dealings, or, as is often the case in high-stakes agricultural enterprises, regulatory infringements, are less important than the emotional weight of the outcome. The public's interest zeroes in on the spectacle of the powerful figure being humbled by the law. The sentencing itself is a brutal, public severing of a celebrity from the daily life, marked by the judge's cold pronouncement and the visible emotional devastation of the celebrity and their family. In the case of Steve McBee, a man whose identity is intrinsically linked to his farm and his family's legacy, the sentence isn't just a loss of freedom, it's a threat to the very structure of the life he presented on television. The anticipation surrounding his response was immense. Reality stars are expected to react in one of two ways, either with a stoic, humble acceptance aimed at image rehabilitation, or with a furious, combative defiance that fuels the us versus the system narrative. Steve McBee's shocking response, however, transcended these typical tropes, delivering a moment of profound, unfiltered authenticity that cut through the noise. It wasn't the soundbite-friendly apology or the viral tantrum. Initial reports suggested his response was an unexpected pivot, focusing not on his own fate, but on the potential impact on his family and his business. This move, shifting the emotional focus from self-pity to familial responsibility, was the ultimate, dramatic narrative twist. The shocking element of his response likely lay in its complete lack of self-concern in that crucial, defining moment. Instead of pleading for leniency for himself, he might have used his final words to detail the specific, immediate economic devastation his absence would cause to the McBee empire, describing the sheer weight of work, logistics, and management that would crush his sons, who are also central figures in the show. This response paints him not as a celebrity criminal, but as a worried father and a pragmatic businessman facing the dissolution of his life's work. Such a reaction is particularly potent for the rural-focused audience that tuned into his shows, validating his on-screen image as a man whose greatest love is not fame or money, but the land and the family who work it. Entertainment channels analyzing this response dissect its sincerity and its strategic implications. Was this an act of masterful public relations, a calculated attempt to maximize sympathy by framing his punishment as a burden unfairly shifted onto his family? Or was it a genuine, raw expression of a father's worst fear, the dismantling of his legacy? For the audience, the ambiguity fuels the engagement, allowing them to debate the man's true character. The emotional weight is immense because the show was so successful in portraying the McBee sons' dependence on their father's guidance and grit. The narrative becomes a true-life cliffhanger. Can the sons, trained by McBee but still relying heavily on his decisive leadership, hold the farm and the business together while their patriarch is incarcerated? Furthermore, the response creates a vital sub-narrative for the talent show audience, the role of redemption. A prison sentence marks the low point, but the shocking response sets up the arc for his eventual return. The entire family's journey is now framed by this devastating event, transforming their reality show into a documentary about perseverance, sacrifice, and the grueling effort required to maintain a multi-million-dollar empire in the absence of its driving force. Steve McBee, through his unexpected reaction, managed to control his narrative one last time before stepping away, ensuring that his story in the public consciousness will not be defined solely by his crime, but by his enduring, paternal devotion to his family and the McBee name. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Talent Zone Updates YouTube channel for more update news.